Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the breaks and the pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I just did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Okay, let's get it.
Short track racing at its absolute fiercest. No room to breathe, no room to hide. In the end, who will survive the calamity at the Colosseum? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eliza Bethel alongside Matt Sisler for Bristol Motor Speedway for SnB. It's going to be a crazy night, Matt. How you doing out there?
I'm doing good. Glad I'm not driving, and I know our two drivers we pulled up for our pre-race interview probably aren't happy to hear that, but I am glad to be able to watch one of these things and not be involved, because this should just be pure chaos.
You know, I've seen the officials over the week, and yeah, you know, I even watched one before the race tonight, and Calamity at the Colosseum is such a great name for it. Just buckle in. It's going to be a long ride tonight. It is very slick out there. The track is hot, so hopefully it'll cool off a little bit during the race tonight, but we'll see. But until then, we do have our driver spotlights, and they are going to be veteran driver for Minutemen Motorsports, Tristan Helf. He drives the number 38, and also veteran for FTR, Jordan McGraw, pilot of the number 34. Gentlemen, how you doing tonight?
We're doing.
Yeah, we exist.
Yeah,
That's good. That is good, right?
we're alive.
Oh my gosh.
We are around.
That's a good thing.
The block.
We're going to have an interview tonight. It's always fun every week getting to know you guys. But for tonight, the first question is going to be, if this race had a theme song, what would it be? And we're going to start with Tristan.
Oh my God. If it had a theme song.
Yes.
Oh man. I'm trying to think of something right off the top of the dome. And I got drawn a blank. But if I had to pick one.
Can't wait to hear it.
I'm going to say Running with the Devil, Van Halen, classic.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
I like it. I figured it would be heavy metal. I'm not going to lie.
But it's classic metal.
That's true. All right, Jordan, what's your theme song for Bristol?
Oh, my theme song, that semi-okay, kind of overrated, you spin my head right round. We're gonna spin around.
That's a good one.
Alrighty.
That is a good one, and I have a sound effect for that for when I wreck out, so that goes for tonight especially. All right, next question. Who is going to be the toughest driver to pass here? And we're going to start with Jordan.
The toughest driver to pass here.
Yeah.
I mean, these are drivers that have been watching modern NASCAR. They're all going to be impossible to pass, but I don't know. I mean, Tristan looks like he's going to be real fast, so as long as it's not early in a run where he's saving his stuff, I think he's going to be pretty tough to pass.
All right, you're taking the nice route on it. I like it. All right, Tristan, who's going to be the toughest driver to pass here?
I'm going to say for me, Jimmy. He's got this car figured out, so more power to him. He's got speed every week. He's pretty good on long runs too as well, so I feel like he's probably going to be one of the harder ones to get around.
Fair enough. All right, third question. Third one. Name one thing we don't know about you, and we're going to start with Tristan.
Know about me. Wow.
I'm really putting you on the spot here, huh?
Yeah. Man. Wow. One thing you don't know about me. Well, I mean, I'm a huge Well, everybody knows I love Star Wars for the most part, but I am a massive fan of Alien and Predator.
Oh, okay.
So and Warhammer. Fuck, love Warhammer now. So that's
Nice.
my next big thing.
Very nice. All right, Jordan, what's one thing we don't know about you, sir?
One thing you don't know about me, I mean, I've been doing these interviews with you for like nearly a decade, so I think we've kind of figured out everything there is to know about me.
Pretend I don't know you.
I cross-dress. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Let's see.
Oh Lord.
I don't know. What you don't know about me? I mean, favorite show is Mystery Science Theater, but that's literally in my Twitter bio. I went to Texas Tech, but hey, that's literally on my car. You know, there's a. I don't know. What do people not know about me? What do they want to know about me? Like that's just such a.
I could name like 20
such a
things.
vague
Come on,
questions.
man. The audience wants to know these
I don't
things.
know about me. I mean, I was part of the NASCAR Heat Pro League. That
There we go.
experiment that
There's
happened.
one. Nice. Yes,
so
he was.
I drove for Richard Childress.
All
Good
right.
times.
This one is from Dylan C. Robb from last week. He wants to know, this is inspired by you, Jordan. What is
Oh,
your
boy.
favorite childhood video game?
Oh.
Who's going first? You can go first, Tristan.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go
Oh,
for it.
all right. I
Mine's
got you.
obvious.
Need for Speed Underground 2. It's a
Oh,
classic.
okay.
Always will be one of the best games ever.
Fair enough. All right, Jordan. Over to you, sir.
I mean, my favorite game is the 1993. Might be off on that by a year or two, either
Mhm.
direction. Sega Genesis classic Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That is my all-time favorite game.
Nice.
Obviously, if you want to know my top 5, I have one in my head.
Okay.
But nah.
Let's hear
Oh,
it.
you want me to go through it? All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, let's see. Number 5, we got Red Dead Redemption 2. Number
Okay.
4, we got Persona 5. Number 3, we have Mega Man 3, another
Oh.
NES classic. We got Donkey Kong Country 2 on the SNES at number 2, and then I've already mentioned Sonic the Hedgehog 2 at number 1. A lot of numbers in there to make that list a little more confusing than it needs to be.
There was a
there you
lot of
go.
numbers, but all right, man, he's got this all planned out.
Really showing his
Okay.
age.
Final
No.
question. Do one of you guys have an interview question for the drivers next week?
What is your pre-race meal?
Pre-race meal. Okay,
Oh.
I can do that. All right, guys. Well, it was fun getting to chat with you. We have a couple of minutes left until we go over to qualifying, and I hope that your race goes good tonight. I know we're going to need a lot of patience out here, so hopefully we'll see you in the booth afterwards for a good reason, and you'll have a great race.
Thank you.
All right, I'll put you back in your chat, but thanks for hanging out with us in the booth and answering some questions, letting us get to know you.
Thank you
Always
for
a
having us.
pleasure. Yeah.
I'll try not to embarrass you this week.
All right, I appreciate it. Yeah, that he's for my team here, so you got this, Jordan. All right, you heard it here from these guys. Matt, what do you think we're gonna expect tonight out here at Bristol?
Oh, if it's anything like the A fixed and NIS races that I watched the past couple of days over with my friends from Nitro, probably a lot of cautions.
I think so. You know, like you said, I was watching an NIS there earlier, and I'll be honest, by lap 30, we had about 4 or 5 cautions. It was kind of insane, and it's very, very slick out here. I'm hearing from a lot of drivers that they were not expecting how slick it is. I did a couple of test sessions, had great grip out there. So it is quite the opposite of what we experienced earlier. A lot of drivers are saying 0 drivability up on that high side. So I'm kind of wondering if that's going to come in during the race or late race. We'll have to find out.
Absolutely, and I mean, if the track rubbers in, sometimes maybe they'll try to go migrate up there, but you don't want to get too high because you get in the marbles, get in the wall. These cars are very easy to break if you hit the car just the wrong way with the toe links.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough one. As far as tire wear, do you know what we can expect for that and how long a run might possibly be?
I mean, the NIS I watched, they didn't get. I don't think they got enough to actually figure that out, Eliza. I think it was 200 some odd laps. I forget what NIS
Yeah.
was this week. And the session I watched, I think they had 24, 25-ish cautions. So you're looking at average of like 8 laps per run.
Yeah, you know, this is just one of those tracks where it's just tough. I mean, it is really, really tough to get in a good race here, a good, solid, long run. So many drivers run it so differently, different braking points, and if you're coming on the throttle coming out of the exit, if you do that just a little too early, you're going to spin around and probably take out a few with you. This is just a very, very tough track.
Absolutely. And the thing is, like you said, one car spins and it can take out a number of them, and it's not always in the same way. One car gets loose, comes down and collects another guy, like what happened to Chase Elliott and Ty Dillon on the final laps at Bristol yesterday. Sorry, Eliza.
I know, I'm calling out my driver here.
I didn't mean to, but that was the first example that jumped in my brain.
It's
and
true,
I went,
though.
Oh. Or, like Travis Stroney spinning down the back straightaway, or no, front straightaway here and just slide to a stop.
Yeah.
Like, it can be any number of things, especially if you overcorrect and come back up into traffic. Any number of ways that a simple one-car spin at any other track that's a little bit wider is going to turn into a 6, 7, 8 car wreck here.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. We are here at qualifying now. We'll see who decides to go out. It looks like Isaac Brock is going to be the first one on the track. Riley Sawyer going to be in right after him. This is solo qualifying, of course. But these guys, we'll see what kind of line they take. From what I'm understanding, it is going to be a bottom line once you get up to speed here. So we'll see what they choose to do. Maybe the midline or the high side might come into play, but I seriously doubt it.
Yeah, it looks like Isaac's trying to wrap that bottom pretty much, stay low. I mean, it is the faster line around here, although some people think that if you run into the corner high, you can kind of diamond it, go in, nearly hit the wall in the middle, and then be like on the apex at the edge of the corner. But looks like Isaac kind of kept it low.
He sure did. It looks like Brady Follicker is going to be top of the board so far with a 15.405. In practice, we had 15.3, so not too far off right there, and that is our previous Xfinity champion out there, so he's going to be a fast one, no doubt. Tom Flitcroft going to be in third, Riley Sawyer in second. Philip Bridgman, and I've said this already this season, he is looking to be very, very fast. We're going to have to keep our eye out on him, but Jordan McGraw, you see him out there. He was one of the driver interviews. He is P10. Tristan Helf, the other one, he goes straight to first with a 15.319. So he is absolutely flying.
Absolutely great lap from him. It's not easy to string it together here. I know this track looks easy, but to be the fastest on the board and be the fastest on the board by almost a tenth of a second here when the lap times are in the 15.4s, and we're going to be seeing, if we get a green flag run, an average of about 16 seconds per lap. That's insane for him to be that quick, so well done to him.
Yeah, I feel like in qualifying here, it's really tough. You really have to be confident and send it in there, and with how loose it is, I'm pretty impressed with some of the times that these guys are getting, so huge kudos to them, and just shows with the amount of talent that these drivers have. And you see Austin Mitty getting loose, just full sends coming off that corner and hits that wall, but looks like he is going to be 14th on the board.
Yeah, and I mean, you can go full send off of here. That's one of the advantages of being Bristol actually being this short. I'm sure you've had it happen, Eliza, where you're in a quali run and you get loose up off of 4, but you just stay in the gas. If you can keep it straight, you can, and hopefully don't get the dreaded 2x for loss of control, you can half drift it across the line if you think that will be faster. It's not always faster, but if you feel like this is going to be your only shot, sometimes you have to do it.
Right. It's a risk that you have to be willing to take if you think you can do it. So, man, it's going to be close. Tristan still holding on to that top time. Brody Folliker hanging on to second. We're going to have Evan Adams sitting P3. Jimmy Cocker out here P4. Fortson Poston running out your top 5. Brendan Book just went up to P7 with Riley Sawyer. He's hanging on to 6.
Yeah, and we could potentially see, I'm going to say we could see like a group of new front runners here. We've seen kind of the usual suspects emerge in the first couple races. With the chaotic nature of Bristol, with how these cars behave, especially with the dirty air that comes off them and how hard it is to pass. We saw with the end of I go back to yesterday's Cup Series race, the ending of that. I promise it's not another Chase Elliott thing. But with Ty Gibbs on 90-something lap older tires, able to hold off Ryan Blaney and Kyle Larson on new tires behind him, it is so difficult to pass here. And it's going, like, if you qualify far up front, like the 3 car being up there, like, he's not been that strong of a qualifier, and now he's in the top 3. If he can maintain it and stay up there, the chaotic nature of this track, he might have a shot come the end of the 200 laps.
Yeah, absolutely true. And I can tell you, I was in the truck series here last week. It is extremely difficult to make a pass here. In fact, I got taken out last week trying to make a pass. It's just, it's difficult. You come off, you get loose, the high side driver gets loose, hits the wall, came down, and I rammed his truck, believe it or not, and my car was totaled. It was done. So easy to happen here.
It is, and it's so hard, especially like you want the lower groove, but the thing is, if you're on defense, unless you can keep your vehicle, your car, your truck fully in front of somebody, you want to be on the high side, carry that momentum, especially later we go in a run, because you want the driver on the inside will want to push out to the wall and corner exit. We all do it.
It's very true.
It takes but if you stay on their outside, they can't do that. They have to take a sharper exit, and it kills so much speed. Same thing with you, Eliza. I was in a truck race on Tuesday night. Felt like if I could get my truck to clean air at the end of the race, I could maybe win in a league where I've won a couple times, but never run well on short tracks. Just again, because I always end up for one reason or another being involved in something, and I just couldn't do it without potentially just sending it off in there and punting the guy out of the way. And it was like, I don't really feel like I want to do that.
It is tough for sure. But here we go. These drivers are lining up for the grid. We're going to have Tristan Helf on pole in that 38 machine. Brody Folliker sitting outside pole in that number 42. In row 2, we're going to have Evan Adams with Jimmy Cocker to his outside. Row 3 is going to hold Fortson Poston in that 41 machine with Jose Ruiz in the 23. Row 4 is going to have Riley Sawyer in that 84 with Brendan Book in that 5 machine. And row 5 is going to round out with Tom Flitcroft in the 8 with Philip Bridgman in the 24.
Row 6, we have Justin Mons and Isaac Brock. Behind them, Thomas Harmon and Jordan McGraw. Andrew Allen completes the top 15 with Travis Stroney to his outside. Row of 7s in row number 9 with Austin Mitty and Luke Allen. And then Joe Turley and Matthew Gale round out the top 20.
Devin Lucan going to be 21st with Francis Hamilton sitting P22. 23rd is going to be Brian Pizzikimi for Team Watson Racing in that number 78. With Dylan C. Robb in 24th for FIWB. We're going to have Josh Cole in that number 43 sitting 25th. Nick Tarana in 26th. Ryan Robertson in 27th. And last but not least, I do believe it's going to be Christopher Pugliese in 28th. That's going to round out your field. It is going to be a wild run here. Man, I'm looking forward to it. 200 laps here. These guys are going to line up. We are going to have double pits tonight, so that should lessen the amount of time if we can get a green flag stop here.
Yep, and that's a little unique thing you guys are doing, where we have double under green flag conditions, provided we get to that point. You never know, if we have enough accidents and the field thins out, it could happen. But under caution, single file or single pit lane, which is a really kind of neat thing to do.
We'll find out how it works, but the lights are off on the pace car. He's going to come around and let these drivers start for 200 laps here at Bristol Motor Speedway. We are green. Here they come around 2 by 2 all the way through.
And and nearly trouble.
Woo.
Health gets loose. Poston has to dive away from it. Health able to get away in second, but that gave Brody Falker it. And there they go in the back of the pack.
Already, caution is out.
Fellas, we have got
First
one
caution
very
of the
difficult
night, and
official this
holy
week, so make sure we're
guacamole,
finding our
man, you
pieces.
can just see it is crazy out here.
Yeah, I mean, all through the field, it was like it started up front when the 38 got loose on entry to turn 1. It stacks everybody up. Everybody's still trying to make ground up, and 24, Bridgman gets turned. The 21 gets turned up into the wall in front of him, and then Stroney spins Turley into him, and just all chaos.
Man, a lot going on right there, but the 21 and the 24 seem to take most of the brunt, and you can see a lot going on with that 21 car as he's trying to get it going back once again, but a lot of damage on that right front. Man, that's going to be a doozy to try to repair. A lot of smoke.
Absolutely, and usually, folks, when you see smoke in the air on a car here in iRacing, that pretty much means put it on the hauler. So that hopefully not, but that usually is what it means to see smoke.
Travis Stroney making his way onto pit lane. Philip Bridgman also. Josh Cole, Devin Lucan, Francis Hamilton, Isaac Brock, who was involved in that, and it looks like Brian Pizzichemi making his way on in.
Yeah, and some of these guys, they started towards the back, so for them it's a situation of, well, let's just keep staying at the back until the race gets further along. They don't want to risk the car just yet, so some of it could be strategic, other it's going to be damage repair.
Afterlife earlier said, when will we see the big one? I hope soon. Man, I hope that we would stayed out a little bit longer, but here we are, first caution, and it was not the big one for sure. Repeat says, away on a week's vacation. Good luck, everyone. Pete, enjoy your vacation. I'm a little jealous. Hopefully it's somewhere warm. I can tell you, I am fried as a lobster, so wear some sunscreen, sir.
Fried as a lobster.
I know, it is bad. I went to a Reds game yesterday and was up in the nosebleed section, got a lot of sun, and was not expecting it. Yeah, I am very, very red. You could probably cook some eggs on me.
You know, Eliza, the name of the team isn't literal. You didn't have to turn yourself red to be a fan of the team Reds.
Hey, I wanted to match my shirt, which was, red for the Reds. So we did well. We were wearing all red. Oh, terrible. Brody Folliker took the lead, though, over Tristan Helf. You see him going to be starting on the outside. Jimmy Cocker still in third here. Actually gained a position. Fortin Poston also gained a position. And Jose Ruiz is going to round out your top 5.
And a bit of a jumbled up finishing or order already, right? Like we had the 38 lead him down, and then everybody scattered when it looked like he was going to wreck. Good job by them to not have that crash at the front of the field, or the big one could have happened.
Green.
Here we go, back to green. Brody Folliker with a great start as it is on his lead here. He's got his teammate right behind him for FIWB. That's going to be Jimmy Cocker. Tristan Helf on the outside, and I talked to him during practice. He said the high side is no good. It is just no grip out there. I'm curious, has it come in yet? He takes over second, so it must be doing something out there.
Well, and I think we've seen it no matter what series we were in this week for the officials. The outside could work for the first couple of laps of a run, like first 2 to 3 laps you could really make the outside work. And then then you would need to wait for the outside line to really work itself in.
Ooh, another spin.
Oh.
Looks like Ryan Robertson is going to be involved in this one. Let's see if we can have a look back and see what happened here. He is on the outside where there's no grip. It looks like a self-spin. Hopefully everyone avoided him. He might get a little left rear damage, but it looks pretty solid. He is very, very lucky, but man, those tires are going to be angry.
Absolutely, and I mean, well, luckily we're going to caution, so they're going to have a chance to cool the tires down. But yeah, good job by everybody to get out of the way. That, I mean, single car accident. That's what single car spin. It's what we saw with what happened to Shane Van Gisbergen, and just simply overdrove the corner, and car went around. Luckily, unlike that wreck in real life, everybody got away from it clean.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks where even the professionals have a difficult time here. So no surprise, and especially with how slick it is out there, it's going to be a difficult night. It's going to test patience. It's going to test your drivability and what you can do tonight.
Absolutely, and I think he was trying to explore is that outside line in, Eliza. I think he answered your question. The answer's not quite yet.
Not quite yet, but you can see that sky. It is extremely cloudy out there. Hopefully cooling the track down, giving them a little bit of grip, just not so much on the outside just yet.
Nope, not yet, but you gotta try. You don't know until you try, and he had to go up there and test it out. Didn't work, but later in the run he'll be the one to realize, oh, this is actually working, and start to make his way forward.
Brody Folliker looks very solid out there in the lead. I mean, he was starting to gain a little bit over second place, so I'm kind of curious how he's feeling out there. I don't see a lot of people in. We have Brian Pizzakimi coming off of pit lane, Ryan Robertson in pit lane currently, so we'll see. Those are the only two in as Brian Pizzakimi is making his way back out.
Yeah, Robertson, I saw him on the back straightaway. It looked like he was changing tires, so maybe just decided, these tires are too cooked at this point. We're gonna just put 4 new ones on and go out.
Probably a wise decision. After all, that is just something you're going to need to do. What in the world? I'm looking at the back of Brody's car. I'm not sure what exactly is on there, but I see a chin and some hair. So kind of curious what that is. But here we are on board Brody Folliker and that number 42 machine, looking back at the field here. You see some drivers warming up their tires, trying to get some grip into those things. See what happens as we go back to green from our second caution. Guys in chat, let me know how many cautions are you thinking tonight. Hopefully we don't see a big one. We'll find out.
No, and they are back to green. Good jump from Folliker. Cocker trying to get by on the bottom against Tristan Health, but Health rolling that outside pretty good so far. Clean and green for now. Single filed out too pretty quick. That's a surprise. Usually it takes a few laps for that, but they're single file all the way back to Jose Ruiz.
Yeah, I feel like this is just so difficult. I mean, you kind of have to make sure you go single file. And Tristan gets a huge bump from the 3 of Evan Adams. I'm surprised he was able to hold on to it. It's just so extremely tough out here. That 38 looks like he might be struggling a little bit, starting to pick it back up. But Jimmy Cocker out here going for the lead on the outside. Can he hold on to it? And this is against his teammate, Brody Folliker.
Yep, and he's going to make it work. And notice Brody really didn't. Brody could have ran him a little tighter on corner exit, but it's, early. We've already had 3 cautions. We've already had a couple cautions. He's decided, you know what? Go ahead, Jimmy. You go lead. You burn your tires up, because it is very easy to push, go to the lead, and then realize about 20 laps later that, oh no, I suddenly have no turn in the car and I've completely burned my tires off.
Here we saw Jimmy Cocker win in the exhibition races at Martinsville. He also won Daytona, so he does have a win this season so far. That would make 2 for the season. I know he would love to see it. His teammate Brody, he would love to get his first one of the season. Looking very, very solid out there. But man, it is going to be a long night. Lap 20 of 200. Plenty of racing to go. Can we see a long green flag run?
Oh, it looks like we're starting to get towards one. It's already our longest one of the night. We're been green for about 10 laps. So everybody kind of single filed out, rolling around the bottom, trying to keep all 4 corners on the car. And that's the big rule of stock car racing, more than what Landon Castle said when Danica tried to take him out. To finish first you have to finish.
You know, several drivers have talked about that tonight. It's a very true saying, especially for a track like this, but we're going through the field. It is definitely single file, which I feel like Bristol, is definitely a place to do that with here unless you're trying to pass. And it is so difficult to pass. We've already talked about it. I hate to be the drivers trying to pass another because you're not going to pull over. It's Bristol. Position means everything. This is a long season. You don't want to give up those spots, so it is just going to be a difficult journey here tonight.
Absolutely. And eventually, if we get a long green flag run, you're really going to figure out who's got good racecraft because it's the guy who can take care of their tires the best over a run but still stay at the pace of the cars around him or the cars in front. If you can save your tires, you'll have a great chance at the end of the run against guys who maybe have very good short run speed, but their tire wears a little bit less than yours.
You said it right there. And this is also a track where you have to have that rhythm and consistency. You get in the zone here, you're going to be golden. We're running single file. Jimmy Cocker's in the prime position. I mean, he's out front, nothing to worry about. He just has to worry about his line driving that, ignore everything. And as I say that, there's a car spun around. That's going to be Dylan C. Robb. No caution out. They continue on green, lap 28 of 200. He's almost half a second ahead of Brody. And then we're going to have Tristan Helf sitting P3, and he's got a lot of cars behind him, including the three of Evan Adams, Riley Sawyer in the 84, and Fortson Poston, who's in that 41 machine sitting P6.
That is really unfortunate for Dylan. He was running 17th at the time of the spin. Unfortunately got a lot of damage, and that is one of the unique things about Bristol is despite how narrow the apron is, if you are a single car accident, iRacing's not always going to throw that caution, and I know a lot of leagues don't like to throw cautions for a single car spin or accident unless it's in the line of fire. So hopefully he can get a caution and come down and start to get it fixed. But the big damage on the nose of that 16.
Yeah, we'll see when he comes in, but I guarantee he's thinking there's going to be a caution soon enough. I'm hoping not. I hope so for him, but then again, I want to see it go green. So we'll see how it plays out, but let's go through our top 10. It's going to be Jimmy Cocker. He's out here P1. Brody Folliker sitting second, right where he started. Tristan Helf, he's going to be third with Evan Adams in fourth. Riley Sawyer rounding out your top 5.
Fortson Poston running in the 6th position. Brendan Book is 7th. Tom Flitcroft back in the saddle today. He's running 8th. Justin Mons on the charge early. He's up to 9th. And Thomas Harmon is P10.
Jordan McGraw, who we saw in the booth earlier for Driver Spotlight, he is sitting 11th with Austin Mitty sitting P12. He is up 5 spots from where he started. Travis Stroney in 13th with Jose Ruiz sitting 14th. Luke Allen in 15th. And that's going to round out your top 15.
Yep, and then to go through the top 20 real quick. Christopher Pugley, 16th. Francis Hamilton, 17th. Matthew Gale, 18th. Devin Lucan is 19th. And Brian Pizzicemi is 20th, though he's looking to maybe get around that 52 and gain a spot.
Josh Cole is going to be 21st with 22nd going to be Ryan Robertson, who we saw spin earlier. So we'll see if he can make a spot back up here. But he's already gained 5 just with that. Nick Tarana in 23rd. Joseph Turley, 24th. Andrew Allen, 25th. And Dylan C. Robb, he's going to be 26th.
Yep, and we already have, unfortunately, 2 cars out of this race, Philip Bridgman and Isaac Brock. And as soon as I say that, we get a caution.
Looks like Brendan Book is going to be involved. Oh, let's see what's going on here. Man, it does not look good with how far he fell back. You can see him solo going through the corner. It just spins coming off. He puts on the brakes, tries to keep it off the wall, gets a little bit of left rear damage. Hopefully everyone is able to miss him. It looks like they do so. So good news for everyone around him. Not a lot of damage on that left rear. We'll see how it turns out on pit lane.
Yeah, definitely. He got lucky with that, not just for being able to get away with minimal damage, but also that the caution kind of comes out there that he slid back onto the track, but also the fact that everybody coming past him like avoided him, because very easily I saw like 3 or 4 cars that come off of turn 4, and if they get a little loose, these straightaways aren't long. If you come off the corner loose and you're pointed right at another car that's spun, there's not a whole lot you can do.
Most of these drivers into pit lane. 9 drivers staying out. Brian Pizzakimi goes on in. Nick Tarana, Ryan Robertson, Josh Cole, and the top cars here will be staying out. The pits work a little differently here. You do have to go through both pit lanes under caution. Green flag, you can just go under your own pit lane, whether that is the front or the back.
Yeah, and now this is going to be the interesting thing to see this tire strategy for sure, because you've got guys who have not pitted up front in Tristan Hell, Fortson Poston, Jose Ruiz. I don't know if Christopher Pugliese is pit yet, but you've got these guys up here on about 40 lap old tires, and we haven't had we've probably only been about 25 laps green flag. I don't expect the tire wear to be too bad, but if we get a long green flag run like you've wanted, Eliza, these guys are going to really start to feel it towards the end of that run.
Yeah, I know. Dylan is going to be very thankful that happened, that caution out there. So great to see on his end. I want to have a chat with Fortson and see how it's going for him. So we'll try to move him to the booth here. Fortson, it's Eliza. How you doing out there? Oh, looks like we don't have a copy, so...
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh,
No,
we
he's
gotcha. I know you're about to go green, but I was just trying to see track conditions out there for you guys.
Middle's starting to come in. Hot's a little... the bottom's hot, and we'll see how it does on the restart, but I'm glad I didn't pick, because I just think older tires, warmer tires will be better.
You heard it there, so good luck to you. Here these guys go, getting ready to start.
Green flag.
But man, it is going to be a wild one out there. You see Fortson on the run here, starts off on older tires, but the grip is going to be king, so we'll see how they do there, Matt.
Absolutely, and this is interesting. I was hoping we would get a longer run like this, or a little bit of a more medium run, and then a longer run to see if anybody. As soon as I said it. As I said it.
Let's see. It looks like Brian Pizzakimi involved, and I bet it's
no.
just one of these things coming off the exit. He's got. I don't know if Jordan took the air off his rear there, or if it's just coming off the exit. But man, again, another single car incident. Luckily, he kept it off the wall, so there should be no damage for him.
No damage on that Team Watson number 78. Unfortunate for him. I know him. He's frustrated on making that mistake. So look for him he'll try to get it going and get back to towards the front.
Tristan Helf in the lead here. Fortson in second. Jose Ruiz, he is out here sitting third. Christopher Pugliese up 24 spots to P4. So incredible moves by him. Strategy. Matthew Gale sitting in 5th, up 15 spots. Josh Cole in 6th, up 19 spots. Nick Tarana up 19 spots to P7. And Ryan Robertson, he is up 19 spots to P8. Brody Folliker 9th and Jimmy Cocker 10th. The last two are ones that pit on the previous caution.
Yep, and haven't made a whole lot of inroads yet against the guys who stayed out on older tires. So, I mean, we only had a 1-lap run, so you're not going to see a whole lot there. But, we'll see how this goes. If we can get a longer green flag run, how quickly, or if at all, these guys on new tires can fight their way back to the front of the field.
Very, very true. Tristan Helf looks very confident out there sitting first under green flag conditions. We'll see. We got Dylan caught up. He was able to go and get what he needed to do. Jordan McGraw, you see him on pit lane. Dylan who needed that caution. He sits 21st, up 3 spots from where he started. So he's going to have a good spot there. You can see still got some damage, though, on that machine. I'm kind of curious how much he still has. But luckily, he is out here still running laps.
Absolutely, and the car doesn't have to be the prettiest thing in the world to finish or win or even finish one of these races. You can finish it, like, if your car doesn't have some damage on it at the end of one of these short track races, you either were very lucky or you were too clean. So, we'll see. Raub could still finish up in the top 10, top 5 if things go his way. He's just got to hope that, he can avoid any chaos that breaks out around him.
That's very true. I feel like you can have a little bit of front-end damage here. There's not a lot of draft that goes on here at Bristol, so you don't need it for that so much. But here we go, back to green once again. Tristan getting his little bit of a lead out there as we are making our way through. Fortson Poston going to take a look on the inside, trying to go for that lead, doing a phenomenal job. And here we have Jose Ruiz making his way on app as those two are battling for the lead.
Yep, and I'm a little surprised Tristan kind of opened up that bottom and let Fortson go down there. He's holding on for now, running that higher line, almost the diamond path I talked about earlier. But Fortson going to try to clear him off turn 4. Can't quite do it, but he leads at the line.
Man, very, very tight. This is where it gets fun. A little sketchy. You can see they're going to switch positions now. Tristan taking that inside line. Fortson Poston, he is completely clear as he is using up the track, and it looks like we had a one-car incident up ahead. He is moving, but at a slower pace. That's going to be interesting as these two are going to battle it out for the lead. Already coming up to lap traffic.
Yep, Joe Turley looks like he had a single car incident on the front straightaway. A little bit of damage to the left front of that number 30 Chevrolet. Looks like he's more up to speed than Dylan was, so hopefully he can kind of stay clear of the leaders for a little bit before they get up to him.
Tristan falls back a bit, just under a half a second behind Fortson Poston. Exactly where Fortson wants Tristan Health, behind him and a ways back. So good news for him, but man, I don't know how much longer it's going to be. They keep switching back and forth. That gap closes and then it goes back to increasing. So I feel like Fortson has a stronger corner in a couple of the corners, and Tristan is better on the other two.
And that's odd. That's kind of odd, isn't it? Bristol is, for all its slight annoyances to some drivers, is symmetrical at both ends. So if you're good at one end, you should be good at the other. It's really interesting that it seems like one gains in 1 and 2 and the other gains in 3 and 4.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. You can see Fortson gain a little bit 1 and 2, and he goes up to almost, well, he lost a lot right there. So Tristan really reeling him in right now. He's got a great long run car. We'll see what Fortson has here, but he's definitely about to be under attack if Health gets up to him.
Yeah, definitely if Health gets there. Health, the fastest car in the top 5 on that last lap. And speaking of the top 5, don't look now. Brody Folliker already back to the top 5. Of course, first car on those 4 fresh tires as he tries to fight his way around Josh Cole.
Yeah, he's right behind him right there in that 3 of Evan Adams. He is right there on Brody Folliker. Brody taking that midline just a little higher, trying to get that nose with some clean air here. And he's going to take the inside with Josh Cole on the outside. Let's see how it pays off. Josh into the wall a little bit. That's going to help out Brody to be able to make that car clear in front of Josh.
Yep, and he got it. The 3 of Evan Adams tried to go low on him, and we've seen it happen. We saw it happen to Ryan Blaney trying to pass Ty Gibbs in real life last night, where he just could not get the power down without getting loose out of the corner. It happens again, and unfortunately, Evan fallen back a bit further now because he got loose and lost that momentum.
Tom Flitcroft trying to follow Ryan Robertson on through here. The 3 of Evan Adams starting to fall back here. Andrew Allen in that 96. Man, these guys are going all over the place trying to find a clean spot to take on track. It is just so difficult to pass at Bristol. So if you can find a spot, you have to take it. Some contact between Andrew Allen and Travis Stroney in that 14 is starting to get crazy out here.
Absolutely, and it's guys starting to wear their tires off a little bit more. It's guys trying to get back to the gas just that moment faster than the guy they're racing. And like contact here is not always, it's not intentional a lot of the time. It's you're trying to just get off the corner a little quicker than the guy around you, and you either get loose and drift up and clip them as Ryan gets the wall off of turn 2, or you get loose, come down and clip the car on your inside.
Man, tough break for Ryan right there in the wall, but he keeps it in the wall and they keep going on here. Thomas Harmon taking full advantage of what happened as he is passing a car on the outside
Caution's
here,
out.
but
Caution
Fortson
is out.
Poston still in the lead as the caution comes out. It looks like it might be Luke Allen and possibly Devin Lucan.
Yep, Luke Allen around. This helps out. Oh yeah, it is him and Devin Lucan. And like I said, contact's not always intentional. It's more likely than not in that case.
Yeah.
He gets loose, comes down and gets Luke Allen. And I'll tell you, this does help out Luke's teammate Joe Turley, who just barely stayed on the lead lap. That's huge for him.
Really unfortunate to see there, but man, oh man. 5th caution of the night. Still have a lot of racing left, so anything can happen, but Fortson looking pretty solid here. You can see him waiting for the pace car to make its way on by, as I'm sure a lot of these drivers will decide to pit, and off they go.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I think we're going to see a lot of the people who didn't pit last time come down this time, and vice versa, as Brody stays out, Tom Flitcroft, Travis Stroney all staying out. So good job for Fortson. Play the strategy, get out and clean air. And now he's probably learned something about his car as well, that he does pretty well in clean air, so that's good.
They have plenty of tire sets tonight. It is Bristol. We knew to expect that we were going to need them, especially with how rough it is out here, how slick it is. So if you need them, take them. But these guys doing a really solid job so far. Brody Folliker still out on track. You see Devin Lucan right underneath him, who almost got into the wall, if not got into the wall, and came down, unfortunately. That's when the caution came out. Tom Flitcroft sitting P2, Travis Stroney P3 up 13 spots. Andrew Allen in 4th, and Thomas Harmon going to round out your top 5.
Evan Adams is now 6th, Jimmy Cocker 7th, Riley Sawyer 8th, Justin Mons 9th, and Andrew Mitty runs out your top 10.
Looks like our top 8 drivers at least are on 30 lap old tires, so very equal as far as that goes. And we have those drivers that did go in, but Brody Folliker, he will be leading us off back to green.
Yeah, and how about it now where the situation flips? These guys had the new tires and were able to go wherever they needed to go pretty much to make passes against those cars that had stayed out under the previous caution. Now they're going to be the ones that are going to have to adjust to the cars behind, like Fortson Poston and Tristan Helf, who came down.
Very, very true. I want to take a look. I mean, we've seen quite a few leaders here. Let's have a little race recap while we're getting ready to go back to green. Here you see him, 70 of 200, heading to 71 here. Brody with a nice start. These guys a little bit separated, but gotta watch those cold tires if you took new ones. 5 cautions for 19 laps, 3 lead changes. So far, the leader right now is Brody Folliker, and he's got Tom Flitcroft directly behind.
Yep, and then Andrew Allen having a very good run now, up in 3rd, trying to challenge that 8-car of Flitcroft for 2nd. Not quite able to get a fender alongside yet. But you have Andrew Allen in 4th and Travis Stroney, and Thomas Harmon fighting it out for 4th.
Evan Adams looks like he might be struggling a little bit. He's dropped back on that inside. We have Riley Sawyer passing him on the outside. Dylan C. Robb, it looks like Not a good night for him. He's up against that wall over here. You see him trying to get his... Oh, it brings out a caution. He's got more front end damage. So unfortunate. Almost kept a green. Almost.
He kept it off the track, and I think, and again, it's how weird Bristol is, isn't it? That
is.
like a single car thing like that, even though there was contact with, I believe, the 30 of Joe Turley, he kept it down out of the way on the apron, and the instant he pulled up onto the track, iRacing stewards went, "Oh, stalled car, caution," even though he was moving.
Right. Yeah, it's just how the cookie crumbles. That's how it goes. Cautions come out when you least expect them for kind of some random reasons, but that's how it goes here. But Brody Follicker looking strong. Travis Stroney going to make his way onto pit lane. These drivers, we'll see who pits on the front pack here, but it looks like so far just Travis. We have Francis Hamilton making his way on in with the Be Like Biff number 16 car out there.
Yep, a great tribute for him. I'm not sure if that's going to be an all-season thing, but that was such a cool thing we did, Eliza, having the opening race of the season be dedicated to him. A lot of drivers brought out Biffle tributes and ran decals on their cars to honor the late, great Greg Biffle.
Absolutely. Great individual and just so sad. It's such a huge tragedy. Not only him, but his family that was lost in that, so just really unfortunate. But he was a great driver and great human overall. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was incredibly special. Another league I ran in had its all-star race a few days after he passed away.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of us, me included, put like decals on our car. Somebody brought out a full Biffle tribute paint scheme. I put the logo on the car, and it was such a special thing. I think you've seen it if you've been to my Twitter, Eliza, my personal one, that I have that car with that logo because I ended up winning the All-Star race.
Ooh, how cool.
That was an incredibly special thing. Biffle wasn't one of my favorite drivers, but he was like a guy you just rooted for if your guy was not having a good day.
For
like
sure.
If Jeff Gordon or Jimmy Johnson had a problem and Biffle won, you were like, oh, cool, Greg Biffle won.
Right. Absolutely.
It wasn't like Kyle Busch where you just sit there and go, oh, no. Back in the day, I should stress, if Kyle happened to win today, I think a lot of us would be very happy.
That's true. That is true. I do miss his wild days, but here we go. We're getting ready to go back to green here. You know, he was always full of spit and vinegar, right?
Yeah, and now he's full of vinegar over in RCR.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
All right, and here we go.
Back to green once again. Man, what a start with Andrew Allen in that 96. Does not let off his bumper. Tom Flitcroft with a great start. Gets almost into the wall. Andrew Allen goes way up high, makes contact with Tom Flitcroft. These guys about to go 3 wide into...
David? Nope.
Wow.
84 around.
Riley Sawyer gonna go around unable to stay up.
Clean this mess up here.
Man, oh man, that is a pile of cars.
No luck.
Yeah, Josh Cole, Riley Sawyer, Devin, Luke, and Francis Hamilton, Jordan McGraw, Dylan C. Robb. Let's take a look, see exactly what happened.
Gonna call that the big one, Eliza, or do you think we're gonna get one that was bigger than that?
I hope not, but man, just really, really tough. You were 3 wide right there, just snagged the bumper on the 8. The 84, just really nowhere to go, nothing to do.
Nope.
And it just keeps piling up here.
No, he was the innocent bystander in that, because that started with Tom Flitcroft getting down into 3. He got loose up high. Harmon tried to thread the needle and go 3 wide, and I would highly bet that nobody spotter called them 3 wide until the last second, and when you don't know, you don't know, and that's going to be the result, especially at a track like this.
Another one going into pits is going to be Tristan Helf, who we've seen up towards the front of the field quite a bit tonight. We'll see where he ends up overall, but Brody Follicker staying on out. Andrew Allen in second. Thomas Harmon going to be up here in the top 3. Tom Flitcroft, he's been up here He's gained 5 more spots from where he started, so he's doing pretty solid. Evan Adams, also very consistent tonight, rounding out your top 5.
Yep, and then you've got Jimmy Cocker in 6th, Justin Mons 7th, Austin Mitty is 8th, Brendan Book and Fortson Poston round out the top 10. And I think, to your point, Tristan came down as well because he got a little bit of damage clipping the 84, trying to dodge out of the way of that. And I mean, it happens so quick here at Bristol, doesn't it, Eliza? Like, you can be off of the corner like a full straightaway behind the accident and find yourself in it, just nothing you can do because you're so in a rhythm that when you see smoke in the air and you have to try to dodge it, especially in these cars which don't like to have rapid, like, changes of direction, you're gonna have that happen.
There's not a lot of places to go here at Bristol, and your reaction has to be on it. And not only that, the guy behind you, their reaction has to be on it, and that's not always the case. So overall, it's just so difficult. And you know what we haven't talked about? Let's talk about points real quick. Jimmy Cocker. Yeah, he's won Daytona. He is going to be in the lead here with 91 points. Thomas Harmon, he won last week at Vegas. He's P2. Austin Mitty, how about that? He's P3, doing amazing. Brendan 4th, tied with Francis Hamilton. That's going to be your points as these guys get ready to go back to green once again. But man, tight race out here.
Absolutely, and on a track like this, there's a reason they call it the last great Colosseum. Sometimes it just is the last man standing. We'll see who's left standing at the end of 200 laps as we go back to green.
Another great restart for these guys. Brody Folliker looking very strong. A little nudge from Thomas Harmon. These guys have raced together for quite a while, so we'll see how they do. But rookie Andrew Allen stands between them. He's up 13 spots, sitting P2. You can see these guys too wide quite a bit throughout the field.
Yep, and if we get a long enough green flag run like we saw in our longer green flag run earlier, Eliza, it will get settled out and we'll get single file. Already starting to get single file up at the front.
Let's go midfield here. We're going to try to find some 2 wide action. It's going to be Justin Mons on the outside of Evan Adams. That's going to be for P6. Austin Mitty right behind him in the 77. He's got Fortson Poston, who led a lap. The 4 machine, Justin Mons, he was in the wall. He's going to lose a couple of spots after that one. Matthew Gale sitting 11th. Travis Stroney and 12th, side by side. And Justin Mons in the wall again. Drivers are able to get around him, but man, something must be going wrong for Justin.
And it's so easy, right? Like, if you hit the wall on a straightaway, you think you've got it straightened out, and then you go down the corner, and you just go right up the hill again, and you clip that wall. So he may have some steering damage, and if he does, that could be a long afternoon or evening as it is. As the 77 spins on the back straightaway, keeps it straight.
Austin Mitty still going. Nice save there as he makes his way back up on track. Let's go back to our leader, who is almost a full second ahead of Andrew Allen, who sits P2. Now it's just over a second, but man, phenomenal run for Brody on this.
Absolutely. Brody getting in that clear air, so consistent. And you mentioned it a while ago, Eliza, this track is really a rhythm racetrack. It's something where if we get long green flag runs, if you can be consistent, you're going to do better than guys who may be faster out of the box. And Brody doing a very nice job just pulling away. His best friend right now is that 96 car, because Harmon's got the speed probably to go up there and get him, but it's so hard to overtake that he can't do anything, as we had a car around out of 4. I believe that was Joe Turley.
Yeah, Joseph Turley. He was spun around. No caution right now. We'll see if he can make his way back out on track. But Thomas Harmon looks like he's getting a little impatient with that 96, wanting to make his way around. But as Bristol, baby, it is going to be difficult. Nothing here is going to be easy. So he's going to have to work on that 96. And the 96, or maybe not. He almost spins it. Can we keep it green? He's against the wall. He keeps it straight. A little bit of contact with the back on that wall. But man, oh man, Thomas Harmon, you know he was excited to see that.
And that's not what the not what our leader wanted to see. As caution is back in the air for Nick Tirana, and I believe Tirana was involved. I'm not sure who else. Oh, it's Ryan.
Let's have a look, see what happened. You see Ryan and that 2 machine coming off the corner. Man, it just goes right up the hill, up the track here, and makes contact with another driver. Some other drivers trying to miss the wreck, and looks like he pulls it straight to pit lane. A lot of damage on that right front.
Yeah, Nick Tirana got a little, luckily gets away without any real damage. I think he just kissed the tire barrier, avoiding him, and unfortunately Riley Sawyer and had such a strong run earlier, got involved in that accident with the 3 wide with Flitcroft and Harmon, and got put back in traffic. And when you get put back in traffic here, it doesn't matter how strong your car is. This could be the result with him. He's got some pretty significant damage to that number 84 machine.
A couple of our leaders are in. Is going to be Brody Folliker. Evan Adams is in. Jimmy Cocker. Brian Pizzikimi makes his way in. Riley Sawyer. Brennan Book. Justin Mons, who we saw into the wall a few times. He's got a lot of scrapes on that right side. Not sure how much damage there is, but he doesn't like it enough to go in.
Yeah, and now this is where the really interesting stuff gets to happen, Eliza, because we get now our split, we had only 2 split strategies on tires. Now we're getting like 3 and 4, because now we've got guys who pit the first time, didn't pit the second, are now pitting. You got guys who are staying out through all of it. You've got guys that this is going to be extremely interesting to see how, like, guys like Thomas Harmon, who's getting his first clean air of the night, are going to handle being in that clean air at the front of the field.
Yeah, 60-lap old tires for him and Tom Flitcroft, and then Fortson Poston, 30-lap old tires. So half of that, Travis Stroney on 23, Matthew Gale on 30, along with Ruiz and Pugley. So quite a bit of difference for these guys. We'll see how it plays out, but Ghost, I see you out there in chat. What's up? I hope you're doing well. If you guys are out in chat and you want to tell me who you think is going to win tonight, or how many cautions do you think we're going to have? I hope not too much more. Let me know in chat.
Yeah, I would hope we don't have that many more either, although we only have had, what, like about 8 through 100 laps, which is definitely down from the average we both watched for NIS races over this past weekend.
Yes, that's so true. Devin Lucan looks like he is out. Ryan Robertson out. Dylan Robb down 18 laps. Justin Mons down a lap trying to get that damage repaired. Thomas Hartman going to lead us back to green with Tom Flitcroft on his inside as Thomas is stags to take the outside.
Yep, and I mean, that can work, and he made it work on that launch. Good job to get clear, get down. Sometimes you want to launch from that outside just because in this restart zone, it's more straight. Your car, you can feel like you can just straighten the wheel out and get better acceleration on the exit. He did that and got away, but Flitcroft is not letting him run away with this just yet.
No, he's not. He didn't have the best restart, though. Fortson was behind him, giving him a little nudge, saying, all right, I'll help you out. Let's get moving, because we cannot let him get away.
Health and Conquer around, and somehow they keep it straight, but around goes Book.
Caution.
Man, oh, man. Let's see if we can find out what exactly happened here. Huge nudge from the 77. Let's see if we can back that up a little bit here.
Yeah, that all got started with Tristan Helf and Jimmy Cocker up ahead of him. Helf was slow. Cocker got into him. Then Pugley got Cocker. They all managed to straighten it out. And then Book's just trying. It's that stack. It's the accordion effect, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Like he's just trying. Everybody's just trying to scatter, stay off everybody else, and he just he just turns himself across the nose of Austin Mitty.
You know, and that's what we're talking about with Bristol. You have to have such fast reaction on everything, and you also have to depend on the drivers behind you to have the same reaction. It's not always possible, and it's not always going to happen. And when that does, that's what you're going to have happen out here, is those wrecks like this. It's very common at Bristol. Bristol is, you know, Calamity at the Colosseum, named perfectly by Matt out here. So,
Thank you.
It's just how the race is. It's Bristol, baby.
Yes, it is. we love it and hate it, and as broadcasters, we like it. We like it being up here that we don't have to be down there in the middle of it, because if we were driving, we would be probably a bit annoyed right about now. I know I would be a little annoyed at any rate, just because it's so frustrating to sit there and your nerves are on edge too, trying to do everything right and hope that everybody around you does the exact same thing and keeps themselves clean and off of your car. I think we might have lost Eliza for a second, so real quick before we get ready to go back to green, Thomas Harmon is still your race leader in front of Tom Flitcroft. Fortson Poston runs third. Travis Stroney set to restart from fourth. Matthew Gale up to P5. Jose Ruiz will restart sixth. Christopher Pugliese is seventh with Luke Allen in eighth. Jimmy Cocker is ninth, and Austin Mitty is 10th.
There you have
Brody.
it. And I was all chatting, and apparently I was muted, Matt. But
I thought you were mad.
I was saying that we have two types of drivers out here: those that love the short run and those that love the long run. Those that love the short run, they don't mind seeing a couple of cautions. They have that short run speed, but the long run drivers, it's got to be frustrating for them.
Absolutely, and it is like it's so frustrating, and I know, and it's car dependent too. Like there's some people who, like in the trucks, trucks are O'Reillys. As we get going to green, they're very good on like long run speed, but then in the next gen, in these Gen 7s, they're very good on short runs. So we'll just have to see how that goes.
On board with Nick Tarana. He sits P16 up 10 spots. We're going to go on board with him in the cockpit view, see how crazy it actually is out here. We see a couple of drivers ahead of him making some contact, and it is just so difficult out here to try to make anything happen. You can see nowhere for him to go. Earth, thank you. I see you out there. Man, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it. It's a crazy race out here with Bristol, and we have another caution.
Kind of talk me through what's going on.
And it's Brendan Book around on the front straightaway. Again, not sure if it was a single car spin or if he had some help.
Let's take a look here, try to get on board with Brendan. Ooh. Yeah. Just coming up there. It looks single, but let's go back. He was side by side with that 3 car and just lost it coming off that exit. We'll see if he makes contact with any other driver. Man, oh man, one sneaks on by. Looks like there could have been contact, but iRacing did not see it as such.
Yep, and Dylan Robb, that's about one of the few good moments of luck he's had all day, not clipping the spinning car of Brendan Book.
We'll see if our leaders come in. Francis Hamilton making his way in. And again, thank you so much, Earth. I hope you're doing well out there. Joseph Turley coming on in. Tristan Health. Brendan Book trying to fix whatever damage he might have incurred, but I'm not sure how much he did, if any.
I don't think it. It looks like he's got a little scuff on the nose of that HendrickCars.com Chevy, so maybe just a quick little repair. Definitely putting 4 tires on it. Like you said, we got plenty of tire sets for our drivers, so you got them, use them.
All right, I'm going to try to get Harmon in here, see what's going on with him and how he's doing. Thomas, it's Eliza. How you doing out there?
I'm doing all right.
How's the track? Is it still slick?
It's been kind of tight these last couple restarts, but I think if we get any kind of green flag run, it'll loosen up again once the track gets hot.
With the amount of cautions that we have, do you think drivers are getting a little impatient here, or is the temperament still kind of hanging chill?
I'm pretty sure they're impatient from the word go. I got run over at like P13, so it's just kind of a free-for-all at this point. I'm going to do what I can to keep this thing out front. As long as it keeps going caution, that'll play in my favor.
All right, well, we'll see how it plays out. A lot of luck to you moving forward, but man, oh man. Bristol is pure chaos, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
All right, take it easy and good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, we'll try to get him back in his chat as soon as I can find it here. Man, oh man. It's Bristol. I'm telling you, it's crazy out here. You see Tom Flitcroft on his inside. Tom really likes that outside starting off there. You do get your lane choice when you are the leader, but we're getting ready to go back to green once again. Can we get some green flag laps? Everyone in chat, cross your fingers. I want to see it.
We did earlier. It was about 30, 40 lap run of green flag, and it looked pretty good. And then cautions breed cautions, especially at Bristol. So we'll see here as Harmon leads him down, gets a great jump on that outside line to drop down in front of Flitcroft.
Harmon said has been tight on the last several restarts here. He is on older tires, so I'm kind of curious if that is the difference between the cold tires and the tires that are worn in a little bit. But man, 2x2 all the way through except for Thomas.
Yep, and Thomas loving that clean air, getting out in front, and Austin Mitty goes around.
5 wide as they are trying to avoid that wreck. Just pure chaos. Just, I don't know what else to say. It is pure chaos and mayhem out here at Bristol.
Cautions breed cautions.
You're not wrong. It's definitely a thing. Let's see if we can find out what exactly happened here. You see Austin Mitty on that high side, just loses it. We know there's not a lot of grip out there, and the track is just so congested behind him because it is after a restart. Not a lot of places for these guys to go.
Nope, and something you don't really realize when you're racing here, but we can see a little bit better from our position as broadcasters, is that the track actually narrows when you get on the straightaway. So you can run a little bit wide if you really are brave. It can be 3 wide here, but when you get on the straights, you really don't want to be that. And unfortunately, we saw a number of cars have a problem with it there.
78 lap old tires for Thomas Harmon and Tom Flitcroft, but as you can see, there's not a lot of green flag laps on these tires, which is going to help these drivers out. And then Travis Stroney is going to have about 42 lap old tires with Fortson Poston. He's got 49 lap old tires. We have Luke Allen. He's got 20 lap old tires with Jose Ruiz, around almost 50 at this point. So, man, different strategies all over the place. These cautions, so many people doing different things at different times. It really, really makes it interesting. I think it could be adding a little bit to the chaos.
It can, definitely. If you're on older tires or you ran your tires a little bit harder than guys around you who stopped at a similar time, you can very, very easily burn off the tires. We've seen it happen in real life. The Bristol race a couple years ago where literally it was chaotic with people blowing tires left, right, and center and everybody having to scramble and NASCAR not knowing if they had enough tires. We're not in that situation tonight, folks. At least I hope we don't get to that point. But we have, but yeah, I would really hope we brought enough. I think we probably brought enough for these drivers. They've planned.
Right.
They planned better. Shake and Bake's playing better than NASCAR.
Christopher Pugley's up 21 spots. He started 28th, currently sits right now in 8th, so actually 7th. But man, doing a great job out there. We'll see how it goes as Thomas Harmon getting ready to start us back to green once again. He loves that outside, seems to pick that a lot, even when he's not at Bristol. We'll see how it goes.
Green flag. And he just seems to think that that's a better place to launch from, and he's not often wrong. He gets a great jump. That Flitcroft got a solid one behind him. So did Fortson Poston, who's trying to go to second around his outside.
Yeah, after third though, man, not a great restart for these drivers. Jose Ruiz fell back a bit, starting to make his way back up as Travis Stroney really struggled on that restart. Luke Allen, you can see him in 6th, but Thomas Harmon, he's going to have Fortson Poston trying to make his way up there. Tom Flitcroft fighting him for that spot, and Harmon trying to get away.
Yeah, and Fortson has the newer tires of those 3 up at the front. He's going to have to try to use them right now to go get Harmon. He got around Flitcroft. That was a very impressive job by Fortson firing off to get around him. He knows he's got to make hay while the sun is shining, metaphorically speaking, with those tires.
Looks like a little bit of trouble for Andrew Allen. He was in the wall a little bit, struggling, but he is making his way back down the track. You can see Jordan McGraw directly behind him. Brody Folliker, who we saw as the leader earlier on, he sits P17 trying to make his way through the field. You can see him grasping for some clean air out there, trying to make his way through.
It is just so difficult, right? Being the leader, your car handles great in clean air, and then you get one incident. And Brody got in one incident, and now he's trapped back in traffic. He's having to try to scramble and fight his way through. Guys, he's not raced around all day. You know, he's raced around these guys, a lot of them for years, but he hasn't raced around them today with his car. So it's really difficult when you have a front-running car and get stuck back in traffic. Hopefully Brody can find his way through.
Joseph Turlick looked like he was struggling a little bit since coming back now in that 30 machine. It looked like Dylan C. Robb might have been struggling a little bit also. You can see him single car out there on Lonely Island. Unfortunate to see, but take a look at our leaders. 2 wide for the lead. Fortson Poston going back for the lead once again. You saw him as the leader earlier on. Thomas Harmon trying to secure that lead, but man, oh man, Fortson Poston, he's got a fast machine tonight, and it is showing.
Absolutely, and on the newer tires, but it's what I mentioned earlier, Eliza, if you remember. You hold that outside line, the guy on the inside wants to wash up and use the whole track, and if you don't let him, he doesn't get as much momentum on corner exit. Great job by Harmon to roll that top, keep his momentum up, and keep Fortson pinned to that bottom line.
Well, now he's got some traffic to worry about, and it's going to be Austin Mitty who did crash. It was a single car crash that kept green, but we'll see how he can manage to get around this. Well, it seems like he doesn't have to worry about it because, yeah, the caution is going to save him here. Man,
Christopher
oh
Puck
man.
in trouble on the back straightaway.
You hate to see it. This is tough out here tonight. Let's see if we can go back and find out what happened. High side, it looked like, a lot of contact with the wall. Tries to come off, hits Jordan McGraw. Jordan keeps going, but will no doubt have some right side damage. He spins out, stops that machine, and off the caution comes.
Yeah, I think Andrew Allen got into him, ran him up the hill a bit, and then Pugley's just trying to roll that top, gets the wall, and that kicks the car around, and into the 34 he goes.
Our leaders on their way in. It looks like Thomas Harmon, Fortson Poston, Tristan Helf. We have Josh Cole making his way on in. Travis Stroney, Andrew Allen. So many drivers, in fact. Only 7 stay out, and Tom Flitcroft is going to be one of them. Jimmy Cocker in second, Brennan Book third, Joseph Turley in fourth, up 15 spots. Brody Folliker in fifth, Matthew Gale 6th, Luke Allen 7th. And it looks like Fortson Poston, he comes out P8.
Now, that'll be interesting. I'm going to go. Fortson took 4, so he let him down, and he leads him off pit road, and I think that's a smart strategy. If he's got a fast car, he knows he can get back to the front now, so he wants to put himself in the situation of playing offense and going after guys. So great job for him to make that call, and hopefully he can get back to the front.
I am shocked. I looked at Tom Flitcroft's his tires. Last time he pitted 94 laps ago. So oldest tires out here in the top 10 at least. Jimmy Cocker, 36 lap old tires. Brendan Book, 22 lap old tires. Joseph Turley, 22. Brody Folliker, going to be 16 lap old tires.
Yep, same with Matthew Gale in 6th. Luke Allen, I believe, the last car to stay out. He's on 35 lap old tires. Yeah, that is 35. I saw that at 5 as a 9 for a moment. My mistake. So interesting. We'll just have to see how this plays out. Guys on old tires, guys on new tires, guys going to be aggressive, guys going to try to keep their cars clean. What's going to give?
we're going to see more cautions. I know that's going to be a given here, but 3 lead changes, it says. I have a feeling it's going to be more than that, but lap 135 of 200, we're off to green. Once again, Jimmy Cocker, a fantastic start on that outside for him. Man, Tom Flitcroft looks solid, but he's on almost 100 lap old tires, and he's got Brendan Book, his teammate, directly behind him for Minutemen Motorsports.
Yeah, and Flitcroft probably wish he took the outside line there. I was surprised he did not fire off as well as I thought he was going to from that lead position. Jimmy got a great jump on him, rolled the top and cleared him to take the lead away as Joe Turley tries to get by Brendan Book for third.
Let's take a look through the field here, 2 by 2 when it goes for fourth, and so on. These guys really battling for those positions. That's where it can get very, very sketchy as you're trying to get everything you can. Jordan McGraw, who we saw got hit in the door, he's sitting 14th. Josh Cole up 10 positions, sitting 15th. And look at Francis Hamilton on that inside. He is sitting 17th with Brian Pizzakimi directly on his side. Francis gets loose but holds on to it. Harmon gets into help a little bit, but they hold on to it also.
Just pure chaos. Everybody trying to go. Like, if you're on newer tires, you want to get up there. You want to be the first guy up there on newer tires. And you notice Fortson Poston finally gets off that top side. He tries to get to the bottom, and now he's trapped behind the 7 of Luke Allen.
Man, it is just such a huge battle out here, and you can only keep your patience for so long. I say you got to have a lot of it, and you really do, because just imagine there's nowhere for you to go. It's extremely hard to pass. Your tempers are going to be flared out here at Bristol. As we see Andrew Allen, we caught it right there. He gets hard into the inside wall, still goes green as he's making his way onto the track once again. But man, oh man, he's got to have some damage.
Looks like he didn't get anything on the front of the car from what I'm looking at, Eliza. Maybe he was lucky enough to just bounce off it with the left rear. He's got a little bit there. So lucky, hopefully no steering damage on that 96.
Jimmy Cocker out here in the lead, 3/10 in front of Tom Flitcroft, who, again, I'll say, I'm impressed. 100 lap old tires out here. He's got his teammate Brendan Book directly behind, Brody Folliker in fourth, Luke Allen in fifth with Fortson Poston, who has looked very, very strong out here. He is a rookie for SnB, definitely not a rookie on iRacing, but a solid run for him tonight.
Absolutely a solid run. Meanwhile, the old tire's starting to show on Tom Flitcroft. He just lost 2 spots to the 5 and 42, and now, as I speak, he's lost another one to the 7 of Allen, and Fortson Poston now coming through. I think those old right side tires are starting to give up.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling it right now, and Brendan Book closing that gap down to 2/10 here. So I think, unfortunately, we're going to see Tom fall back a bit in that 8 car as he's struggling on those old tires. He's going to have Evan on that high side, tucks him behind Jose Ruiz, and we got a caution.
Driver there, homie. Yep.
Riley Sawyer. Let's take a look, see what happened here. You see him right behind Tristan Helf, the 77, gets into his quarter panel. Nothing he can do, and I feel like I've said that a couple of times tonight about Riley. Nothing he can do, just an innocent bystander right there.
Yeah, and it's just how quick your luck can turn at Bristol, and his turned around the midway point. But you can have a race where you run 95% of the race perfectly fine, and then something completely out of your control gets you into a wreck, damages your car, maybe takes you out. It's gonna be a long night for Riley.
I think it's a long night already, but here he goes down pit lane. A lot of damage on that left front there. You can see him making his way down to pit lane. A lot of drivers going down pit lane. Tristan Helf starting in 16th, but 15 drivers decide to stay out currently.
And they're just trying to play strategy right now. It's I mean, Fortson, that's probably the smart play on his newer tires. You know, stay out. Obviously, don't want to burn a set of tires. Good call for him. Jimmy Cocker feeling pretty comfortable up there. He's got Brody Folliker, who's already, and it's just playing strategy as well. Brody was back in the pack. He sees an opportunity to play strategy, get himself back to the front, and maybe get into clean air. Why not take it?
Oh, absolutely. And he's had really solid finishes so far this season. So, very, very strong start for him. Luke Allen sitting third, Fortson Poston in fourth. Travis Stroney in fifth, who we've talked about. Very strong exhibition races. Not so much at the start of the season, but here he is sitting P5. We'll see how it rounds out for him as tonight starts to end. Evan Adams in sixth. Jose Ruiz in seventh. Josh Cole, eighth. Justin Mons in ninth. And Francis Hamilton, 10th.
Hamilton is 10th. We have Jordan McGraw, currently P11, it looks like. Tom Harmon, 12th. Brian Pizzicemi, 13th. Austin Mitty is 14th. Brendan Book, who's going for the lead just a moment ago, was 15th. Tom Flitcroft, 16th. Finally swaps out those old tires. Joseph Turley, 17th. Andrew Allen, 18th. Matthew Gale is 19th. And Tristan Helf is P20.
All right, we're getting ready to go back to green. Jimmy Cocker going to lead the way once again. He's going to have his teammate on the inside. It seems that the leaders, for the most part, really gravitating towards that outside.
They saw how good the other guys would fire off from that outside line, and a great jump from Jimmy. He gets out to about a couple car lengths over his teammate Brody into turn one.
Very interesting start for Brody. It looked like a little bit of a jump with Luke Allen, or maybe a bit of a hesitation with that 42. I'm not sure which, as he is already right behind him, so I'm going to say a jump with that 7 of Luke Allen. But they are off and running, and man, too wide all the way through, and I hear some chaos going throughout the field. I heard a little bit of wall hitting, but it looks like everything looks fine on my end.
Look, they got it rolling again. I believe it was Nick Turana and Matthew Gale further back in the field. They've got it straightened out, and we stay green.
Yeah, you can see those two cars next to each other. We'll see if we can't keep it green, but a lot of switching of positions throughout here. Never looks good when you see them drop that many positions. It usually means a wreck, but they're still moving. And Jimmy Cocker still in the lead. Fortson Poston up to P2, and I hear someone wrecking, and it looks like Tom Flitcroft might be involved, and there you have it right there.
Austin Mitty also involved. It looked like not Joe Turley, Jordan McGraw also involved in that accident.
3 wide, and it looks like Austin Mitty snags the 34 car, which spins him right into the wall in front of Tom Flitcroft. Nowhere for either driver to go. Unfortunate once again tonight. Oh man, tough breaks. It's Bristol.
There's nothing you can do.
No.
Like in Jordan in Jordan's situation, he's literally just running on the bottom, trying to stay out of the way, and then Tom Flitcroft, he played strategy, right? He stayed out, got the track position to take the lead, started to fall back. He has to come in and put new tires on his Chevrolet, and gets caught. And there's literally nothing that Flitcroft could have done there either. That's a situation of a guy just running his line, and then all of a sudden he's got a car in his lap. Like there's nothing you can do.
Right, it is so tough. And next week we're headed to Kansas, so there's going to be a little bit more room for these drivers to spread out. Hopefully not as chaotic as tonight is here at Bristol. I guarantee it won't be, but man, 14th caution of the night. And like you said earlier, it's still not even what we saw in the officials.
No, it's definitely not been as bad as the officials, and I think that has to be down to like how good of a group of drivers we have here in Shake and Bake, how used to they are, how quickly they get acclimated racing against each other. We've had a few races now, and guys are kind of learning, who they can race around and who they kind of want to be careful around. So they've been doing a pretty good job of that tonight, but it is Bristol. We're still getting that Bristol level of chaos.
Yeah. It's going to be crazy, especially as this race is winding down. The elbows are going to be more out than they already are. So get ready to see some more chaos. And man, I see that 42 right front up quite a bit. Very interesting. I don't know if that's just graphics there, but that right front of his car was up quite a bit off the ground.
Yeah, no, I think that's leftover damage from the incident Brody got collected in middle of this race. And like I said, if you walk out of Bristol with damage, you're either very, very lucky or you've been very, very clean. And Brody is a clean racer, but luck isn't always going to be on your side to dodge everything, especially here.
Here we go. Pace car pulls off.
flag,
Jimmy
green
Cocker going to
flag,
lead
green flag.
the way with Evan Adams down below him. Lap 161 of 200. We are underway. Let's get some green flag laps in. What do you say?
I would like to see nothing more than us go to the finish from here. And Evan Adams, look at this, going for the lead off turn 4. He's got it.
Man, phenomenal job trying to make his way out there and securing that. Great job. Looking very strong on that 3. We saw him up here quite a bit trying to make runs to the front. Now he makes it happen. He started 3rd. So this is right where he wants to be, and we'll see if he can't get away.
Absolutely, and I did say it was like, look for guys who prefer short track racing to maybe be a bit stronger here. Jimmy got a decent launch, but Evan did a phenomenal job rolling that bottom and getting the momentum up as best he could on that inside and clearing Jimmy off the corner exit.
Adams got about 31 lap old tires with Jimmy Cocker about 66, so I'm not sure if that has anything to do with it, but we see a little bit of contact with the wall. I see Francis Hamilton.
And Harmon around.
Getting ready to have a cautions out, cautions out. How are you
See him
doing
right
there,
there, a couple of cars scattering, trying to miss the wreck. Let's go back and see what happened. Gets in the wall, comes off, and man, phenomenal job by those drivers to miss it, though. Unfortunately, the 4 machine loses it trying to keep it off of Harmon and out of harm's way. That's just one of the things at Bristol. You try to keep it off there, and you're gonna wreck anyway.
Absolutely, as did Tristan Helf, and unfortunately, as he spun out, Nick Tirana couldn't quite avoid him, bumped him a little bit after the caution came out. So that's just unfortunate. Tristan was one of our front runners, looked really strong early, and hopefully his damage isn't too bad, and he can try to make a run here late.
Looks like a lot of drivers did go in, including our leader, Evan Adams, Jimmy Cocker. We're going to have, Brody Folliker going in. So 12 drivers decided to stay out so far, including Tristan Helf. Nick Tirana makes his way on in. Brendan Book will be leading us back to green if he stays out.
Yep, and we get more strategies. The strategy swings again. Now you've got Brendan out here with his tires. You've got Flitcroft, who honestly I'm surprised that he's able to be up here. He had a pretty significant hit to the front of that Snickers Chevy, and he's out here and he's gonna restart from 2nd. He's still got a chance.
That's just crazy. We'll
It is
see how
Bristol.
it plays out. I know. Anything, look at that damage. We'll see how it runs once we go green, but man, oh man. Pretty wild out here. Brian Pizzakimi sitting 3rd, up 20 spots. Great spot for him to be in. Fortson Poston, who has been up here quite a bit, is out here at P4. Joseph Turley going to round out your top 5.
Yep, and then behind him, you've got Josh Cole in 6th, Matthew Gale, who's been playing strategy pretty well to run in the top 10 all day. He's 7th. Travis Stroni 8th, Andrew Allen 9th, and I believe Justin Mons is in their top 10.
Yeah, it looks like
my iRacing decided to try to mess with me, so it jumped to the wrong car.
it definitely happens. Tristan Helf looks like he's back out there on track 11. That was going to be Evan Adams, our previous leader. He is in 12th. Jimmy Cocker right there in the mix, sitting 13, so very, very close, but we're getting ready to go back to green. Brendan Book going to lead us off.
Yep, and 31 laps to go.
Ready,
He's
green,
going to
green,
go
green,
from the
green.
inside this time. Decent launch, but Flitcroft a really good one up high, trying to stay up there, maybe get the run on corner exit. No, Book is going to clear him, or is he?
Ooh.
He was clear for a moment.
He was clear for a moment, but not enough. Tom Flitcroft, man, he's got the 41 right on his bumper here. He's going to take that high side, but it's not going to be enough. And I hear some drivers into the wall. Looks like they are doing just all right so far. 171 of 200. This race is going to be finished quite soon, I think.
Yep. Yeah, even with a couple more cautions, is now Flitcroft tries to work the back bumper of Book in out of 2. Be careful, Tom. That's the fastest way to send somebody spinning here.
Well, and that's his teammate. I'm not sure how much his teammate would appreciate that, but Travis Stroney around, and that's going to be another caution.
Be quick here, bud.
Oh, man, let's go back and see if we can't find out what exactly happened. You can see him making his way. He's got Brody Folliker right behind him. Oh, contact between him and Brody. That's going to send him flying.
Yeah, and I don't know how much that's on it. That one's more just a racing deal. It looks like Travis just gets a little loose on corner exit, and Brody's just there. Like, Travis is just loose, comes down trying to save it. Brody's there. It stinks for Travis, but not really anybody's fault. He just gets loose, and there's a car there.
Again, it's Bristol. It's what it does. It's very, very difficult. There's a lot of leagues that won't even go here just simply because of how chaotic, how much the tempers can flare here. But yeah, you gotta have Bristol. You just have to.
Yes, especially if you're a broadcaster, because you don't have to drive it.
That's true. I like being in the booth for it, for sure. I had fun in the trucks, though.
Here.
I didn't survive too long in the trucks, but it was fun. It is a fun track, just so incredibly difficult to make a pass. It's so easy to get yourself in trouble.
Absolutely, and we've seen it a bunch tonight. It's good to see like how realistic the sim is. We say this is realistic. There's sometimes where iRacing isn't exactly as realistic as we would like, but I've been noticing that guys trying to make passes on the bottom, they've been having the same problem that I mentioned it earlier. Ryan Blaney had trying to pass Ty Gibbs for the win on Sunday. They're getting loose under the cars on corner exit. That is it's like a finite detail, but it's really nice to see iRacing be that, that precise with the aero package.
For sure. Yeah, I have noticed a lot of similarities with it, and it's hard to do. This isn't real life, but man, they do nail it down pretty well. So I will give him that for sure. But take a look on the rear of Brendan Book. He's got his teammate right behind him, but he's got some nose damage. Hopefully won't affect him too much. It is not a drafty track. You do not have to have that front end in prime condition, but you definitely don't want it too banged up here. So we'll see how he can fare with that. Fortson Poston going to be in third, Brian Pizzichemi fourth, and Joseph Turley rounding out your top 5.
And then we've got Matthew Gale 6th, Andrew Allen is 7th, Josh Cole, Tristan Health, and Justin Mons complete your top 10. The guys who took tires on that one previous stop, Eliza, Evan Adams, Brody Folliker, they're starting to run out of time. They want this to go green from here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying that we're going to go green. There's just people too much in a hurry wanting to get those spots. And when you're getting on the throttle very quickly off the exit, if you do it just right, you're spinning around. It just does not like it.
Absolutely. Brendan Book, a great jump that time from the outside. He clears Flitcroft down into 1 as Tom gets right to the back of him on corner exit of 2.
Yeah, Tom is like, let's go, teammate. We got places to go. Let's get you out there and see if I can take over the lead. But Fortson Poston not letting them get away, along with Brian Pizzichemi on that outside. We'll see how they do. But the 67 Matthew Gale in a wall and just pure chaos behind him. Huge pile up.
Sound bad out there?
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, and I could see that starting to brew coming through 1 and 2 last time. Gale got kicked to the high side. He was 3 wide on entry. I think he was trying to back up to get out of that situation, which, you can do if you're you don't want to be 3 wide on the straightaway, and unfortunately just gets a little loose, clips Josh Cole and everybody around him into it. And what did I say about, needing luck too?
Yeah.
Evan Adams having a great run, but he played strategy and gets collected.
Yeah, that's the tough part. You have to go into pit. You definitely have to, but sometimes at a track like this, it's so hard to give up that position because then you're in the hornet's nest and there's just sometimes nowhere you can go. So it can be very tough, very frustrating once you've done so well and then get collected.
Yep, and I mean, it's not over for him, but he's definitely running out of time to try to rally back. It's a lot easier to do this when you're 20 laps into the race than when you have 20 to go, because
Right.
you're gonna run out of time to get damage fixed if he's got it, which he does have a little. You're gonna run out of time to get back to the front on your newer tires. So it's one of those things. Flitcroft has damage too, but he's in a position, he's played strategy well enough where he has a legitimate chance to go out and try to win this, but he's got a number of fast and hungry drivers behind him.
Oh, yeah. Different strategies again on tire, but he's definitely did 110 laps on his last set of tires. So if he can do that, he can make this happen. It's just, let's see if he can survive it. Right now, I think for the end of this, it's all about survival, Matt. You got to stay out of trouble. Keep it clean and hope that nothing happens around you. I mean, something can happen right next to you where a driver down below or up high gets loose and could take you out before you even realize what happened.
And it's happened multiple times in this very race.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen guys make, 2 guys up high, somebody tries to sneak by on the bottom, those 2 guys up top bounce off each other, and the guy on the bottom's the one that ends up facing the wrong way in the wall.
Very, very true. We'll see how this ends. 17th caution of the night. Man, oh man. Bristol has seen it all. A bit of a longer green flag run here, but pure chaos. We knew it was going to happen. I told everyone to prepare, and here we are. Chaos at Bristol, Calamity at the Colosseum as we get ready to go back to green once again. I will say, hopefully for the final time.
Green flag.
But I think we know better.
better.
Yeah, if we get lucky, it'll be the last time. Book a great jump, using the outside again. Flitcroft trying to keep the nose of the 8 and the bottom, and he's going to do it side by side for the lead.
Woo!
Book drives it off deep into 3, trying to clear him. Think he's going to on corner exit. Yes, good. That was a great job by Book adjusting. Ran the diamond pattern in the corner. Went high, was able to cut down on the exit and clear his teammate.
Yeah, it is pure chaos out here. Everyone just going for everything. And we saw Francis Hamilton 3 wide, and he was in the wall trying to just survive out here. But 2 wide for the most part. Take a look at this. 2 wide for P2, as Brendan Book says, hey, have at it. I'm trying to get away here, but Tristan Health back up here and chaos. I'm trying to see if they're going to survive here.
No.
I can see at the corner of my eye here, Evan Adams. Is he able to make it through? But Andrew Allen is the one that it involves. We'll see what happens. You can see it just nudge the 14, gets into him, and already there's chaos in front of him. So let's see if we can find out where that was.
Yep, it looks like Austin Mitty into Justin Mons around, and then Andrew Allen just innocent. Travis, nothing he can do. He's on the gas trying to get back to, get up to speed, and just clips him in the back as the cars start spinning in front of him. Nothing he could do.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen that a couple of times from Austin Mitty in that 77, where he's driven it in a little bit harder than the guy in front of him, and that has caused a lot of chaos. And you can see the 4 kind of giving a nudge there and saying, I'm not exactly happy with you right now.
No, and it's temper starting to fray and flare here. We're within 10 laps. We're going to be within 10 laps of the finish of the scheduled distance when we get going again. If you've been involved in even one accident, you're going to be annoyed. But if you've been involved in a couple, like I'm pretty sure Justin Mons has been, you're going to be a little bit more than annoyed at this point.
And you say a couple of incidents, but overall it's 200 laps of just trying to survive. you are absolutely fried out there. Your nerves, everything. So I guarantee these guys are going to be just adrenaline after the race, but yet exhausted. So you have a little bit of everything here.
Absolutely, while you've got the adrenaline in your system, you're gonna be energized the instant that wears off after doing 200 laps of a sim, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine the guys who actually have to go and do this in the real cars.
Right.
For like the trucks do 250, or O'Reilly does like 300 or something like that, and then Cup did what, 400, or was it 500 this time? I think they did 500.
I don't even know. Just too many laps. Too many.
Too many. We'll just go with it was too many.
It was too many.
But you imagine those guys when they get out of the car and they don't win. They're not Ty Gibbs, who gets to go celebrate his first career win, and they get out and they're just drained. These guys doing this in a sim are going to be wiped out from doing this, and that's a fraction of what like real life drivers have to go through, but it's still mentally, and it's just mentally exhausting to do this track.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. And sometimes I just picture this track and I'm just like, I picture Tony Stewart just throwing helmets at somebody, and
that was Kenseth.
Well, Tony Stewart has thrown a couple of helmets too, and some water bottles.
Yep.
It's true.
Yeah. Ward Burton threw his Hans device at Junior. A number of people.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But here we go. Brennan Book leading us off to green here. Fortson Poston on that outside. So far, so good. Lap 192 of 200. Can we do it, folks?
Oh, I hope so. Poston's gonna want it. I think he's got newer tires than Book. Book tried to time that start with his teammate behind him, but Poston cleared. The question is, can Book hold him off? Use the dirty air. You don't have a lot of draft, but we do have dirty air with these Gen 7s, even at Bristol. Poston trying to find any amount of clean air, and the caution's back out again.
Throughout the course of that last run, did you see any rubber laying down at all?
Man, oh man, I feel like Andrew Allen has been involved in a little bit of these Travis Stroney. Let's rewind that and see if we can get another view of what exactly happened here. Coming off the corner, they were almost 3 wide, 96 into the corner of that 14. The 14 pushes him down. And, ooh, man, Dylan snagged hard in that wreck. Nick Turan, a little bit of ARCA braking right into that 96.
Yeah, and that's another one of those where Andrew Allen might be the only guy who knew that they were 3 wide, because Stroney's running him like he's got the 96 didn't just pass somebody on the inside, and that's that's another unfortunate thing. Like, you might be the only guy who knows you're 3 wide at that instance if you're Andrew Allen trying to go through the middle. Then Stroney tries to pinch him down, because why wouldn't he be far down? It's only 2 wide at Bristol. You can pinch. And he doesn't realize that the guy behind him just passed a car on the inside. He's up, contact, and around goes Allen.
Well, will we see a clean finish from here on out? Man, it is going to be something. Nick Turana in pit lane right now. You see Josh Cole with some damage on that front end. We have Jordan McGraw still in, trying to fix his damage out there. Dylan Robb, you can see him making his way on in. Just a really, really tough night, and it looks like he changes his mind.
Yeah, and at this point, like, it's been a rough night for a number of these drivers, especially Dylan Robb, who, he's been collected in a number of incidents, but he's just stayed out there collecting spots from guys who have dropped out. He's just trying to salvage at this point.
Absolutely, and the more that something happens to the others drivers, I mean, he's sitting P21, so it's just more points if other drivers are going to be out. So it's wise to hang out here as long as you can, and especially if you want a chance at the playoffs. You can only miss 3 races and be eligible for playoffs, so it's something that these drivers have to hang in there for.
Absolutely, he's staying, and he's staying in there as long as he can. Oh, he's going to need some chaos now to pick up any more spots, because now he's the first car off the lead lap, except for, I think he's the only one actually off the lead lap. Yeah, Nick Tirana's still on the
Green
lead
flag.
lap, it's showing me. Or, whoops, maybe not.
Here we go, back to green. Tom Flitcroft all over his teammate. He's going to take the inside, see if he can take over that lead. These guys are side by side, nose to nose, but that high side is going to have that momentum, and he's going to have Brody Folliker right behind him, a little nudge to the wall.
2 to go, and that's not what Fortson Poston needed to do. Brian Pizzakemi in the wall. Is there going to be a caution for it? Yes.
Oh,
and Justin
huge
Mons
hits.
got a piece of it, and Austin Mitty into it as well. Andrew Allen, Francis Hamilton, and Dylan Robb.
Man, there was some hard hits on that. Looked like Tristan Helf got in the left quarter panel of the 78. He had the brakes on. The 96 hits him hard. The 48 involved. The 16 just really unfortunate. We almost were there, guys. Almost, but nothing that 78 could do, I don't think.
No, nothing he could do, and really anybody running into that, like, there's nothing Austin Mitty could have done. Like,
Yeah.
Justin Mons is coming off the corner, his normal line, and Mons has to go low to try to avoid it. Mitty maybe doesn't even see the 78 getting wrecked and ends up just straight in the inside wall off the contact.
Pure chaos during this race here at Bristol. Brendan Book just hoping he can hold off his teammate, hoping for that first win this season along with his teammate, Tom Flitcroft, all looking for their first win. And I would say, man, the first 5 cars, all hoping for their first win. Then you have Thomas Harmon and Jimmy Cocker. They have gotten a win, and they're sitting 6 and 7.
And they realistically, like, if chaos breaks out at Bristol, don't count them out yet. We still have 3 chances at an overtime. Like, this is not over if chaos breaks out on a restart for those two being in 6th and 7th.
Justin Mons trying to get that car repaired. He goes back into pit lane, got a lot of front end damage. We'll see what they can do with it. Brian Pizzakemi, you can see him in there. He's got some right front damage, but tried to get that car woed up. He was completely on those brakes, and here he comes back out on track.
Yep, and at this point, it's just repair it as best you can. Like, you're not going to be able to do a lot of damage repair at this point in the race. You can't afford to go a lap down now.
Right.
Like, you just have to get it as repaired as it'll go, even if you're steering like 90 degrees. If your steering's bent like 90 degrees, you still just get out there and salvage
Do what
something
you
if you're Brian. Yeah.
Bring it on
like,
home. Yeah.
That's all you can do. Like, if you're Brian, a solid day, but just gets collected in an incident not really of his doing, and unfortunately, so did Justin Mons. Mons is just coming off the corner normally and sees a car right in front of him. Like, it's so hard when that happens to be able to get out of the way, and he tried, but there's sometimes just no room.
Yeah, Bristol is not a wide track, and when you're coming around the corner, cars that are wrecked come up very, very quick on you, and it can be very difficult to avoid it.
Absolutely, even for someone like me who's done it for like 6 years now, it's so difficult. But we are back to green. Brendan Book, a good jump. Flitcroft trying to stay on his inside.
Man, a lot of chaos in the back of the pack, but they try to peel off the track, but to no avail.
And
It's going to be
there it
another
is.
caution. Man, oh man.
Dylan Robb again involved. He's just not having fun tonight
Yeah.
at Bristol.
I think he's calling it. He went right, said he went right into pit lane, but maybe not. Oh, gets hit by the 10 of Nick Tirana, hits the 1, the 4, Justin Mons. Frustrating night.
Another guy who's not been having fun for about 90 laps.
Brutal, absolutely brutal.
I gotta wonder, like, Tirana was just so slow on that restart. He tried to get out of the way and then just maybe didn't get the call that Dylan was passing him and just clipped him. That's just unfortunate.
We're running out of cars here, sir. Cars that are clean, at least. What, is something going on with Jimmy Cocker, maybe?
Is there?
He's just sitting there on the track, not sure exactly what's going on. But I don't know if he's waiting for somebody or something happened. We'll find out and see if he gets moving again. He went to pit lane.
Yeah. Oh, was it Jimmy that had the problem at Vegas with his equipment that had to restart from the pit lane?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I hope it's not that, because that would be heartbreaking to get over 200 laps and then have your equipment go on you. I've been in that position. Trust me, that is a horrible feeling.
You can see him rolling there and kind of wiggles and just slows down quite a bit. Not sure, but you can see him on pit lane. Hopefully we can get him back out, but it is not looking good. So frustrating, as you said, especially to be out here this long in a race and only to have that happen.
Absolutely. And you were talking about clean race cars. I mean, our second place car is not clean. Our third place car is not clean. The leader has a little bit of damage, but he's mostly clean. And then our first almost completely clean car is that 41 of Poston.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's short track racing. It's Bristol. You could have a guy like this. And remember, it's not always going to be clean cars that win this. Terry Labonte, destroyed race car, wins. AJ Allmendinger and Austin Cindric in that at the time Xfinity finish, which was absolutely probably one of the best finishes I've seen. They get completely destroyed. Like, it could be a completely destroyed race car that wins this.
You're very, very right here, and I can tell you teams have a very expensive night tonight. As we go back to green, 3 laps to go. Can we get it complete? Brendan Book with a nice start, but his teammate right underneath the 41 on his tail. What's going to happen?
I mean, and that might be Brendan just trying to play a little bit of strategery. Oh, up in the wall. They keep it green. That's white flag.
Brendan Book in first, Brody Folliker in second. We are on the final lap, and man, yeah, elbows are out here. Anything goes. Hopefully they keep it together, but Brendan Book crosses the line, wins it. Looks like Courtson Poston might have gotten second, but pure chaos behind.
Poston and Folliker. What did I say about the Cindric and Allmendinger finish? And they end up recreating that for second.
Let's see if we can have a look back at that once again.
Whitcroft, what a great race in the chat.
42 has a nose out, but coming to the line, the 41 has, the 41 has a nose out over that 42. It kind of steers it into that 42 to slow his momentum down. Oh, man. Insane.
I mean, and that's a Bristol finish, isn't it? And they Fortson maybe gets hooked together with Brody. They come off the corner, and God, that 84 driver, they need to check him for a broken spine because he went flying into the air before landing. He hit the wall, got hit, flew through the air, and landed.
I can only imagine how these drivers are feeling tonight. It's going to be a wild one to hear the stories. But let's get these guys in the booth. Brendan out here celebrating. You know, he's got to be relieved it's over. A lot of these drivers definitely relieved. And Brody Folliker finishing out here. P3, another phenomenal finish for him. We'll get him out here. But, man, Brendan burning it down, no doubt.
A very deserved win as well. He had to hold off guys behind him on newer tires like the 41, so great job for Brendan to win this.
Man, oh man, HendrickCars.com 5, and you can hear him just blew an engine. Seems kind of fitting for tonight, but Brendan, what a crazy race, just plagued with the cautions. How did your race go? How did the car feel?
Oh man, I mean, I spun myself out twice, so there was that. But I think that second time I spun myself out, I pitted for tires, and I mean that's what got me to the front. I stayed out. Honestly, if it wasn't for having a teammate Tom up there helping me with the restarts, able to manage the lines and help block a little bit, I probably wouldn't have been able to hold them off because I don't know in dirty air I felt way better. In clean air I was too unconfident in the car. I felt like I was gonna spin out anytime I got in the gas off the corner. So that definitely helped me there with Tom being up there. So thanks to him a lot.
So the car never tightened up throughout the night at all?
Not for me, at least
Wow.
in clean air. Like I spent the first 170 laps in dirty air, so
Yeah.
and then when I got to the front for the first time, I was like, yeah, I'm afraid to touch the gas off the corner. So, but I mean, really, if I could get a couple laps under my belt, I was fine. But having restart after restart, I was one. I didn't want to look like a fool and spin myself out from the lead with like 2 to go. But um, so, but big thanks to Tom there helping me in the restarts. Not that he was trying to do anything bad or anything, but he was definitely, being a good teammate. So
Well, you started P8 and ended with the win, the first win of the season. I got to ask, though, you were saying in traffic it felt a little bit better, but how was it trying to pass out there?
it was, I mean, it was kind of hard because, like, if even not on equal tires, like, if you could get to the outside, I feel like you could, but then because just on the inside, like you're putting extra wheel in it, it felt like you were gonna almost, just like what happened to me both times. It just would snap out of nowhere off the corner. So, with someone there just a little bit, boom, you snap and you're hooking left and trying not to hit the inside wall. And I feel like that's probably where most of the cautions came from. So, passing on inside at least was an issue, and getting to the outside, you really had to overdrive the car.
Well, you did a phenomenal night here at Bristol. Incredible job. First one of the season. Next week, we are headed to Kansas. How you feeling about that?
Way better than Bristol, to be honest. So, I love mile and a halves. I feel like I'm a mile and a half bottom feeder. So never thought Bristol would have been what I won. So this kind of gives me a lot of probably too much confidence going into Kansas. I might wreck on the last lap like I did if last Gen 7 season and flip 100 times again. But we'll
Oh,
see what
man.
happens.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully that does not happen, but we'll find out next week. But congratulations on the win tonight. Phenomenal job.
Thank you.
All right, we got Fortson Poston, an incredible finish with him and Brody. Matt, you want to take this one away?
Absolutely, Fortson. Heck of a run for you tonight. You ran really well all race. Talk us through your race and the last restart.
Race was good. I just stayed up front and just managed to avoid all the wrecks that happened when I pitted. This race was more just staying out and just pitting just at the right moments. And when I pitted at 150, I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna be golden for the end of the race." And I just could not pass the 5 to save my life. And I was just trying to hold it where I was because I felt just very comfortable where I was. I didn't really care for a win. If I didn't win, P2 would be fantastic because I definitely did not think I'd even be fighting for a podium at Bristol. I thought I was going to get wrecked like all my teammates, but no, it was all right. Final restart sucked because I got behind the 8 about every time, and he had massive front end damage, and every time I got by him, I'd be on the inside, and he'd pass me on the outside on the restarts, and oof, it was rough.
Absolutely, and then you and the 42 Brody Folliker recreate the AJ Allmendinger and Austin Cindric finish from the Xfinity Series from a few years ago, coming down. Talk us through the final restart. Was there anything that you could have done to get book a little further out there to maybe make a run at him, or was it going to be kind of hard with that 5 in front of you?
Not get put in the wall off of 4 on the next to last lap, probably. I don't think I could have done too much else.
Gotcha. Does this give you some more positive momentum now that you've gotten to the podium here in Shake and Bake going into Kansas?
Oh yeah. I feel like I can be back here next week. Definitely feel really good. Should feel really good there, but got a whole week to practice and get ready for it. So I'll be looking forward to it for sure.
All right, Fortson, congratulations on the P2 finish. Hopefully we can talk to you again.
Yeah, man.
All right, in time for the other part of that finish for second place, for second and third, Brody Folliker. Eliza, you want to take it?
Yeah, he finished so strong so far this season. Very consistent. Brody, you started second. You brought it home third, side by side for second. Take us through that last restart.
The last restart, couple restarts before that, I kept getting the feeling like if I could just get under the 8 car and just ride around the bottom, because I had newer tires than them and I could just roll the bottom so well pretty much the whole race. I felt like I could have a shot at Brennan, but man, whenever you're just side by side sitting in line like that, it's number one, so hard to stay patient and just, to accept to where you're gonna finish. And number two, it's way harder to, actually go and make the pass. I barely moved the 8 up on the white flag. Coming to the white flag, I barely moved the 8 up out of the line and was able to get under him. I think he ended up sliding into Fortson, but um at that point I was like, maybe I have a shot, but after, entering that corner so low, I never got the rotation through the middle of the corner to get to Brennan. So um yeah, I needed a I feel like I needed another lap or maybe another restart or something.
Yeah, it was a tough night, and I know it's very hard to gain position out here, but I'm not sure how many chances you had at this, but what was the funnest battle for you?
Um I don't know. I don't know about a certain battle, but early in the race, whenever we were getting them consistent longer runs, just leading the race, maybe the battle with Jim at the beginning of the race, just controlling the pace of everyone. There was one time, probably in the middle of the race, where I was able to pull away, and that was pretty fun. That was probably the most fun I had.
Nice. All right, next week is Kansas. How you feeling about that?
Well, I don't really know. I didn't really think I'd be good at Vegas. I didn't really think I'd be good tonight. So
And here you
I, I
are.
would I don't really know. I'm just gonna assume that we're gonna bring a solid piece. And I feel like I can find a way to the front. So we've been pretty consistent this season, and we're just gonna keep riding that momentum. Hopefully we uh, get close to the points lead. I would like to lead the points. I don't think I've ever done that.
I'll have to go back and look. I'm not sure. It'll be a very close though, but man, solid run. Like I said, very consistent so far this season. So great to see you up here in the top 3 once again. Great job. And Matt, next week we are headed to Kansas. I don't think we're going to see the pure chaos that we see tonight. Hopefully not, but considering they did phenomenal.
Yeah, I think next week we're gonna definitely see it cleaned up with Kansas. May see a decently sized accident though with how fast these cars get here and how tricky these cars are to handle. Still gonna see people getting loose on corner exit, but that's just the nature of these Gen 7 cars.
All right, you guys heard it here. We are done with Bristol. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Calamity at the Colosseum. Named just right, but next week we are headed to Kansas. We'll see you next Monday, 8:15 Eastern Time. We'll see you then.
Take care, everyone.